Thank you for joining us on the program today. Now, a few weeks back, when Putin said unfriendly countries would have to pay in rubles, it essentially meant that these countries would have to open dollar or euro accounts in Russian banks. What has changed, and is this a serious threat to tear up existing gas contracts with Poland and Bulgaria?
Well, I think the first thing to say is that it would, in the current circumstance, it would almost certainly be a breach of the sanctions that the West has imposed on Russia to open up those accounts. So that is why it's not possible in any case to purchase rubles in order to then get the gas from the Russians. But the second thing to say is that, the problem here, in a sense, is that we've left it this long to completely sanction the Russian gas sector, allowing the Russians to use it in this way as a kind of weapon, essentially. It's basically the only leverage that the Russians have. And we've known in Europe that we're too dependent on Russian gas and energy for quite a long time. And I think, the fact is that we now have to face this reality and decide that we're going to take a little bit of pain in order to achieve the outcomes that we need to achieve in this battle against Russia, which is to defend Ukraine at all costs. And that means putting all the pressure that we possibly can on the Russians. That includes sanctioning oil and gas. I just wish it had been done before the Russians did this move, because it feels like the Russians have exerted some leverage here. And I think it needs to be very clear to the Russians that all the cards are actually in the West's hands, and we will take every step to make sure that they do not overrun Ukraine.
And the Russian central bank has been hard at work supporting the ruble by dipping into its foreign currency reserves. Could this push for payments in rubles indicate a serious foreign currency reserves problem across Russia?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the circumstances at the moment with their foreign currency reserves, but I expect that they're going to be under a lot of pressure. I expect that they were asking for to do things in rubles precisely for that reason. But in any case, in order for the pressure to tell, look, on the one hand, we've sanctioned the Russian, banking system. We've taken the West has taken a lot of serious steps against the Russians on the sanction side. But then, on the other hand, some European states have continued to purchase gas from the Russians. It just doesn't really make much sense. It hasn't been a coherent policy. I would say overall, by the way, the Western approach to this has been much tougher than I had expected, and I think credit to the West for doing that. But there's this very odd situation that we've had throughout this, that, as I say, on the one hand, we're being very tough, but on the other hand, still buying the Russian gas. And I think that inconsistency has to stop now. As I say, I wish it had been done earlier. I think now is the time for a complete embargo on Russian gas.
All right, Reza Afshar, thank you so much for joining us here on Tier 2 World and sharing that insight with us.